Welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into a really interesting legal development. Focus on press access and the First Amendment.
Yeah, the material you shared from that legal strategy discussion highlighted this case involving the Associated Press.
Exactly. And our goal here is to, break down what happened with the AP being blocked and why it actually matters.
Right. It's more than just legal maneuvering. It touches on how news organizations get access to, well, government happenings.
So the core situation was the AP getting shut out of a federal press pool.
That's it. They were barred from rejoining this group that gets specific access. A big deal for a major news service like the AP.
And their argument was essentially, hey, this isn't just unfair, it's unconstitutional, like a First Amendment violation.
Precisely. They argued it infringed on their First Amendment rights. And initially, the district court actually agreed with them.
Oh, really? So the first round went to the AP?
Yes, the court ordered the government to let them back in, recognized those First Amendment concerns right off the bat. It was a significant early victory.
Okay, so win for the AP, but then the story takes a turn, right? The Justice Department gets involved.
Right. The DOJ decided to appeal that decision, and more immediately, they asked for a stay.
A stay meaning like put the judge's order on hold while the appeal happens.
Exactly. They wanted to pause that order, restoring AP's access. And this leads to, well, a somewhat unexpected moment.
Because the judge ruling on this stay request was Judge Trevor McFadden.
Yes, Judge McFadden, who was appointed during the Trump administration, and he denied the Justice Department's request. He refused the stay.
That is interesting. So why? What was his reasoning for saying no to the DOJ?
Well, he grounded it very firmly in existing First Amendment law. He pointed to what he called clear commands of First Amendment precedent.
Okay, precedent. So established legal principles.
Exactly. The core idea he emphasized was that the government simply cannot retaliate against the press for, protected speech, basically, for their reporting.
And excluding the AP could look like retaliation.
That seemed to be his view. He suggested excluding them under these circumstances could indeed be seen as retaliation, which would make it unconstitutional. Pretty clear language.
That feels significant. What are the sort of broader ripple effects of a ruling like that, beyond just the AP getting back into the pool?
Well, looking at the bigger picture, it sends a strong message, doesn't it, about the importance of press independence.
How so?
It reinforces the idea that the government shouldn't be picking and choosing which news outlets get access based on whether they like their coverage or not. It's about accountability.
And does the fact it came from Judge McFadden, given his appointment background, add another layer to that?
I think it does raise an interesting point about the law itself. It sort of underscores that constitutional principles, like the First Amendment, are meant to operate independently of political alignments.
So the idea is the Constitution stands regardless of who appointed the judge.
That's the implication, yes. It suggests a commitment to applying the law, these fundamental rights, no matter the political context or the outlet involved.
Okay, so where does this leave things now? Is the case over?
No, not necessarily. The underlying appeal might still proceed. The legal fight itself isn't finished.
But this ruling on the stay, it sets a tone.
I think it absolutely does. It establishes an important marker, especially right now. It highlights the legal protections that exist for the press, even when things get politically contentious.
So for everyone listening, the key takeaway here really seems to be how vital the First Amendment continues to be in, well, safeguarding press freedom.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought to leave with our listeners.
Yeah.
Consider what this kind of ruling means for the actual flow of information. How does protecting press access, regardless of the political climate, impact our ability, the public's ability, to stay informed? Something to mull over.